So, welcome in this Christmas Twin Flame Live, in which we're going to do, actually, I'm not sure if you knew that, but we're going to do inner work for Twin Flame Christmas. And the inner work is all centered in this time frame before Christmas and a little bit after Christmas. I just got a whole bunch of live events and whatnot for you together in a program. You can see the program when you go to my channel page and then to the community tab. It's called community. And there you see like the messages that I post. And one of them, very recent, is the entire list of Twin Flame Christmas events. And this is one of them, the live. So welcome. Yeah, if you're here, just know that, of course, you can say things in the chat. That's what it's all designed to be, because this is a live video and you can react live. And yeah, so absolutely do that. Do that already right now. Say hi or where you are from. That would be very nice, so that I know that everything functions properly, but it looks okay. So the topic for the entire Twin Flame Christmas program that I have, which is this again one of, is magic to let the miracle in. So that's what we're gonna do today, I think, as well. And it means that sometimes we have devices or tools or oracle cards or an energy system, which we're going to work today again. And it's a tool, it's a thing, it's some sort of magic. And you use that thing, that tool, that oracle card, that magic, that whatever it is, to prepare yourself to become open so that you can let the miracle happen. Because miracles are involuntary, they come from the divine to you, and you can open yourself to let them in, to allow it to happen. And I think some magic is wonderful to get in the mood for it, to change your mindset a little bit, to open your emotional field, and then the miracle can come in. It comes from the divine to you. And that's also what twin flame union is. It's something that is a gift from the divine to you. And that is why we do some magic to let the miracle in. Now, much more is going to come, because I think that you can also make your own kind of magic just by creating it, doing something ritualistic or creative. What about that? What about becoming creative? I'm all about that for you, so that you become in the mood to let the miracle in for yourself. And we can do that in very many ways. And that means that you are a creator. And when you are an open creator, a divinely connected creator, a creator that is connecting on the horizontal with their twin flame too, just like the divine connection is like the vertical connection. You become a conscious creator that lets the thing through in the world, through your magic, creative gesture or artwork or healing tool, whatever it is. So that's why I actually asked you beforehand if you wanted to do the creator quiz. What kind of creator are you? Now, maybe you did that, maybe you didn't. We're going to work with the 4 creator types that are the outcome of that quiz. And if you haven't done the quiz, you can do it now. It's just a matter of a couple of minutes. You can probably do it at the same time as being here. And I put the link to the quiz in it's in the description box of this live video, and it's also now in the live chat. The first reaction, I hope you can see that, is the creator type quiz. You can click on it and then do it to sort it out. But we're just going to look deeper in the 4 types. And these 4 creator types are connected to the actual full collection of 9 energy point creator types that I have for you, which is connected to the 9 energy fields in your body when you look at it through the lens that I created with the divine to work with the twin flame level inside of you, and that is then the 9 energy points. And we're going to work with the 4 main energy points today that are at the forefront of our focus today, but also of your energy body. They're here. They're where you connect with the world. They're where you create something. They're where you relate with other people. They're here for you to be like a bridge between you and your divine inspiration and your twin flame blueprint and all of that. Between that and the world and the things that happen and your twin flame being in your daily life and creating your daily life and creating your mission business and all these things. So we're going to look at 4 of these bridges between you and what you can create in the world going forward, because you are connected in these energy fields from, let's say, behind, from the support of the divine. When you have a focus of one of these 4, that's just a lot of fun. You might focus on that more in what I'm going to talk about. It's just also a lot of fun to learn more about yourself, what you might generally, but also specifically at this moment, be geared more towards. And it says something about the kind of magician that you are, the kind of creator that you are. And the 4 types are, this is the number 2. This is connected to your baseline, to your legs and your hips and your personal foundation in life. And this is a symbol that I have for that. This is where your personal perception starts, seen from the ground up, and that's why it is an eye. And it is often like the coach and the teacher in my quiz and whatnot, because that is where you will have a look inside your blocks, inside what doesn't work, and take another stance, literally, with your feet and with your legs. And get another stance in life so that things work out better. And you're often also able to help others in this kind of way when you're geared more towards that creator type. And the second that we're going to look into is number 8, energy field number 8 with creator type 8. And that is, this is like an egg and it's in a flame. It's a fiery egg. And that is like the energy field of visionaries, of new ideas, of the artist, of someone that invents stuff that is fresh in co-creation with the divine, brought into the world. And this is often the creator type that is mine. So now you know. And we have, this is just a short introduction of this. The creator type, energy field 4, which is in the belly. And this is really a co-creation and a relationship and like feeling filled up in your belly and in your, like the space in which you want to share and be together with other people and whatnot. And it is like an eternal wave of water, of feelings that you can share. And we also have the last creator type, and that is energy connected to energy field 6. And this is all about communication. It is the circle in the triangle as a symbol. And that is the communicator and the builder with communication that is centered around your face and heart area, where you are going to be, moving together with other people in a way that you pronounce, that you create, and that you order with your speech and whatnot. So that kind of creator is what you then are, and what you might be more geared towards when you are with other people as well, to assist them even. So these are the creator fields. But I actually feel like we are going to start by a little bit of a meditational atmosphere in which we're going to call in all the help that we can get. So I'm just going to close my eyes for a moment and tune in. And you can do that with me if you like. And I want to ask Divine Mother to support us in our life today. And to be with everything that we are and we have, with our fears and our anger and our sadness and our grief. And she opens her arms to indicate that everything is welcome. In the now, with everything that you bring to this moment, all emotions are valid according to Divine Mother. And that means that you can sink a little deeper into yourself. Yeah, and she says that she's gonna hold us in her arms until we sink deeper in our inner energy field, our inner world, which is always present, but it's more subtle than all the outer emotions that might be present. And she will hold us in the space until the deeper layer of subtle divine love becomes more present. It is always here, she says. And by accepting your anger and your grief and your fear and all of these things that you feel, but not going in these emotions, you can also become more aware of this subtle presence. And there is an angel that wants to help us, and I am going to look in my angel cards for that. I work with the 72 angels of the divine, and there's one that wants to help us today, and it's angel 32. I got it out of the card deck. I now open my eyes to do that. And I will be looking in the booklet to see who this is. Angel 32. The right God. Washire. She is from the angel choir denominations. Let's look what that is. The Dominations is an angel choir that oversees the duties of the lower angels. Okay. Well, she or he, they're actually more genderless, is associated with justice and nobility and righteousness and judiciary and law. Is that right pronunciation? Not sure. Protection from aggression and backbiting, overcoming difficulties, clemency and forgiveness, great wisdom, planning, organizing, problem solving, and strategy, goodness, benevolence, kindness, and magnanimity, modesty, oratory talent, listening, compassion, and empathy. So, what I'm hearing is that we're still very much in the realm of justice, righteousness, law, overcoming difficulties, forgiveness, protection from aggression and backbiting, and the wisdom that is needed to problem solve. And that is actually what we have been looking into 1 week ago on a study day with Divine Mother, with a client and friend of mine, in a full day in which we have experienced what Divine Mother wants to bring across about that topic, because your ego, and that includes your emotions like your anger and your fear and your grief, your ego doesn't know about justice. It doesn't know what justice is, and your deeper self that is connected directly to the divine can find out what justice exactly is. And it means to let go of all the ideas that you have about how things ought to go, and all the ideas that you have about what you did wrong and how you sinned. And it is about letting go of all the ideas about how other people have sinned, how your brother has sinned, how your sister has sinned. And to get the understanding that by going deeper in the direct connection with the divine, you will find justice, because you will find the entire gift that the divine wants to give you, which essentially is harmonious twin flame union. And that entire gift is here for everyone. You just need to open yourself beyond the layer in which you think that something is unjust and unfair and not right and not fast enough, and I don't deserve it because I have sinned, and my brother doesn't deserve it because they have sinned. So when you deepen your identification towards the self that is directly connected to the divine, you will find that you have nevertheless, no matter what has happened, deserve the entire gift of the divine harmonious twin flame union. And it's on you to open yourself to accept it or not, to let the miracle in or not. It's up to you to understand your situation and your body and what happened as the magic tools itself that will make space to open you up towards allowing the miracle in. So this insight brings actually that what is the magic to let the miracle in so that your harmonious twin flame union can happen? The magic is actually your current situation. That's what it is. That is the tool, the oracle, the wand, the card. That is the card you are dealt. That is the magic ritual. That is your creative moment. And when you accept that as your tool, your magic, now what happens? Who you are? What's the situation? What did your twin flame do? What did you do? What did your family do? Where you're living, how much money or how little money you have, everything is your situation that you can use as the magic tool. Again, your body, your relationships, your longing for your twin flame, what they did to you, your house, your work, your health. This situation is the magic tool that you can open so that the miracle comes in. How about that? Just like in the very beginning of this live, I said that we can sink deeper in the ego. We can sink deeper in and accept our fear and anger and hatred and grief and whatnot, sadness. And by sinking deeper in that, something opens because Divine Mother holds her arms open for us to sink deeper in that. And that is the magic. Accepting that state of emotion as the magic tool. And accepting that is like the magic gesture. So that you can now go deeper. Forgiving that is what that means. That's what it means. It means forgiving that so that you can now go deeper and let the miracle in. Wow. So that's how Angel 32 is now with us to guide us deeper into the topic of justice, the right God. See, this is the righteousness of God in an energy form as angel. Washire. I always need to look in the book to see how to pronounce their names because it appears that you don't necessarily pronounce it how it's written. All right, I feel that. Thank you so much. That was a bigger gift than I anticipated, which is how it works. That's how it always works. So you can do a little magic, but if that magic indeed means correctly that you, through that magic gesture, open yourself to the divine, and then it can come through, and what comes through is bigger than what you asked for with your magic gesture. That's how you can see that is real. Ruby Rose Enriquez, hello. I'm the first time here. Well, welcome, Ruby Rose. Would love a reading. Well, we are doing a general energy reading, which is an inner work that you can tune in with your heart. And that will be your reading. And when you want to have a personal reading, that is always very much possible. I have beautiful readings that are healings. They will heal you strongly in the direction of harmonious twin flame union. I even have 3 different kinds, but the most juicy one is able to be gotten through coming to our Facebook group, and then there you will find the link to buy it. And the most juicy one that you can buy in our Facebook group is called the Divine Love Reading. And a couple of people have gotten theirs recently, and that was amazing. That was just beyond words what comes out of it, because it gives answers to all the questions that people want to ask about their own true twin flame. Like, do they already know that I exist, and am I already in a relationship with them, and what is our biggest block that we need to resolve to come in union, and how do we resolve our biggest block, and what is their current financial status like, and how do we in our union make some adjustments and alignments so that we can call in our rightful abundance in our union. And many, many, many more questions are answered in that reading. So I totally recommend that, actually, if you want that. Yeah. Well, that just came through. So, okay. I am seeing that the Master Magician wants to work with us too at this point. So we're going to look into the symbols of the Master Magician to get a grasp on what they want to tell us. Okay. Himish, is that how you say it? This is a very earthy card and symbol. What a beautiful symbol. And I am going to look in the book for this to get a more of a grasp what Master Magician wants us to know. Emish, root, waters, the source of life, divine nurturance. And I think that is truly what we are needing here at the beginning of our life. The primordial mother is here with us. And the undivided primal waters are here. Primal trust and nourishment, receptivity and self-love. Well, didn't I speak about that? We need to allow it in. We need a receptivity. We need to allow it to happen, which is why we do magic, to allow it to happen. All right. We can use cedar for this, or sage as a scent. That's great. I would like to have that now here. So sometimes we have deep issues with primal trust and survival and lack of self-love, and we feel unsupported by divine nurturance. And we also sometimes feel unworthy to receive it because it is available for you, but do you feel yourself worthy to receive that? That is a big question. I myself know very well how it is to feel unworthy of that. I was also programmed very well into this lack mentality from how I grew up. But of course, I also kept partially choosing that for a long, long time because it was what I knew. And this strange thing happened when you're programmed into it from a child on. And that it feels comfortable to you because you are used to it. But you can surrender and transform this shadow by opening to receive, yeah. And what helps is communicating your feelings, desires, and dreams instead of keeping it to yourself and trying to hide. Yeah, and I recognize that this has been a long learning period. That is actually the solution. Long period of myself is what I mean. That sharing and communicating your feelings, desires, and dreams is actually pretty much a solution to becoming open to receive it. This was for me very difficult because it was programmed out of me. But then again, that is about me accepting that programming, and you can let that go. Hi, Alex. Welcome to the live as well. Great that you came in and said hi. We're doing a general inner work for all of us. And you can get your creator type with the quiz that is in the description box and also in the chat. And we're going to work a little bit more after a while later on with the 4 creator types. And it can be fun to know what is yours. You can also do the quiz afterwards, of course, which is also fun. So I think this also deserves some attention today, that we are often so much programmed into not receiving and not using our possibility of the magic to let the miracle in. Not using our magic because, communicating your feelings, as it says here, and your desires and your dreams is actually also pretty much a magic gesture. It's a magic moment that you can give yourself and give others while you pronounce it. And that is often, as I said, programmed out of us because we're programmed to comply with what the parent wants or comply with what the government wants. And we're made into these like dumb, brainless people that follow something that is not beneficial. Sometimes you can follow something that is beneficial, like a teacher, but especially a true twin flame teacher. But we're often asked to follow brainlessly what is asked of us that is not beneficial. These people are not having a repaired relationship with the divine, but you need to comply with them anyway. And then it starts to be negative and ego, and you start to lose the natural attraction and being together with your natural magic of speaking your feelings and your desires and your dreams. And then, what often, of course, happens is that we get to know that that is so, and now it's their fault, the ones that programmed that in us and the ones that made us comply, so to speak. Now it's all their fault, right? And that happens with childhood trauma. That happens with going too far in a narcissistic relationship. That happens when you go too far in complying with a school, a professional world, or a society that makes you comply in all these kinds of things that don't connect with you. And now it's their fault. And the point is that you need to find a resolution for that, a just resolution with the justice of the angel. And this resolution has always to do with that you have to find what is your contribution to this negative compliance that made you be programmed in ways that are not beneficial. You need to find what you did, how you contributed to this co creation that was going in a non beneficial direction. You need to find what you did that made it all go south. Even when that all happened, you were 2 years old, or 5, or 18, or 25. You need to find what is your contribution to it. That's the most important thing because it can be so easy to find how it's their fault. And it is good to recognize that. But the true work starts when you get to know what your contribution is to what went wrong. And then when you clear that one, what was your contribution, then divine justice can come in when you forgive yourself. So this must have been a very unpopular message because I have no viewers anymore. So I don't know what's happening, but that's usually what happens as well when a message is very unpopular. And I understand because I had that too in my life. And then I started to work in such a way that I started to understand that I needed to process and let go of what my contribution was to all these situations in which I was negatively programmed, in which I was coerced, in which I was raped, in which I was everything. My contribution. And what I did was I forgave myself. So let's take a moment and a deep breath and feel if we can forgive ourselves. This is the solution to everything that is relationship that is not working out for you. Everything in relationships that has gone wrong. Everything in relationships that has gone south. Everything in relationships that bound you in negative ways, that traumatized you in negative ways. The solution is to forgive yourself for your contribution in the situation. And this, the angels say, is the magic of magics that will bring you immediately to the result that you desire. And it means that you will have to let go of your resistance, your ego, your grief, and your fear, and your anger, and your sadness, and accept the forgiveness. And this is going to be a crystal that will help you with that. Oh, there we have a crystal. And it is the bumblebee jaspis. So what I always advise is make a screenshot of this and make a print of this picture of the bumblebee jaspis and put that in your pocket. That's the cheapest way to work with crystals. But maybe you can just Google bumblebee jaspis and buy one or find your own picture that you're going to print. And this stone, according to Judy Hall, means trust. I think that's very appropriate. Bumblebee jaspis has these marvelous colors and a very new vibration. This stone stimulates new projects and gives you the message that you need to be honest in your life. You need to have a relationship with honesty in your life. Very appropriate again. Because how can we forgive ourselves for our role in our abuse, in our situation, in our having been programmed negatively, and all these other things, in being coerced in relationships, in society, in family, in work? How can we forgive our own role in that and leave that place where we were standing? How can we do that when we don't have honesty in our lives? So we need honesty. And the stone means trust. So it's a good one. You are a divine being with an inner richness that has a vibrant and vitalizing light of the sun inside of it. You are born for a certain task. With your charisma, you will attract people naturally. You have an inner power and are courageous where other people don't dare to go. Well, isn't this exactly what we're here? Oh, and Julia says, I'm still here. That's great, Julia. Maybe it's also sometimes that I just see numbers change on my screen, and who knows? Who knows what fluctuation goes up and down or how that happens. I thought it was very appropriate that everyone left when I talked about the taking responsibility for your side of the abuse kind of talk. I think that's a very unpopular message. So what I said is still valid, I think. But good that you're still here. And how great that you said that. So we were still in the bumblebee jaspis. Use your abilities to heal unwellness. In your future, there will be a moment of I'm translating this on the fly for you, so this is always funny. In the future, there will be a moment of being fertile in some way, and you will be open for new possibilities. Right. Or like it's like a bumblebee. It's like the bee that flies. Um, even though a bee doesn't really have the aerodynamic form to fly. That's interesting. Try to not believe in doubt and insecurity and instead relax and focus. You need a clear vision. Visualize your future. Love and happiness will come towards you. And grasp these new opportunities that will come to you. Be a leader, but don't be arrogant. Trust the universe. You will overcome difficulties. A new person will bring light in your life. Well, I'm afraid that's me at this moment. And your twin flame, of course. Yes. So it's very earthy and it's very much with the sacral chakra. And also, how is it called? The Manipura chakra. Well, anyway, that one. All right. Triumph over the impossible. Well, there you go. Triumph over the impossible. And I think it does seem impossible for us to accept our role in what went wrong. And it is impossible to forgive ourselves for that. That's just it's like the most impossible thing to ask. But it is possible. And the connection to the nurturing power of Divine Mother is very helpful there. And this is the opportunity to get something going in a new way that you haven't expected yet. This is the answer to your question. And it is what do I want to say? Well, the big magic. It is the big magic to let the miracle in. And now we're having a card from my own card deck that is called the Manifest and Heal cards. And this is it. It is the same as what I introduced as a symbol for one of the 4 creator types that we're going to look into in a minute. And that is again like the egg in flames. And it is also having a star for that. This is the series of cards that is about vision and new things and the birth of something new, being inspired, being the artist, being the visionary. To be more of what you could be is the artist, the inspirator, YA 3.3. I'm going to look into the description of card A 3.3. And that is on my screen here. All essential growth results from acknowledging your authenticity so that it will multiply naturally. And the magic text that belongs to this card is fulfilling your potential. To be more of what you can be, you solve your central disfiguration. Now, isn't that what we've been talking about? Your core is your invisible energy core in your soul. and whose main issue will always be located somewhere in their body, will also be translated into a halted flow of energy, or worse. Right, if you have a block in spiritual truth, then you will also have that in your energy body as a block in the flow, and you will also feel it in your physical body. Your emotional, mental, and physical life characterizes itself in that it is also formed through this distortion. When you have that block inside of yourself, the rest of your life will follow suit and be birthed from that distortion. That's why it's important to do the big magic first and let the miracle in, so that that starts to influence how you grow your life. Should you dissolve your core distortion, and this is individual, then you will, after all, organically arrive in a process in which all your life areas, just named, will go through changes. You come closer to your golden flow of all parts of your energy field and your harmonious union with your source and your true twin flame through this process. Your core distortion is an intention that sends a healing fire to all those places where there is not harmony and flow. Why bother resolving this? Why desire to be in golden flow? Why be with your twin flame and be harmonized in the energy field between both parties? Isn't life quite good just like so, also? This is a question difficult to answer, because when you do not feel the desire in yourself by yourself, these will look like superfluous additions. The main reason that this card brings to you is to be an inspirer for other people around you, that will see that when someone falls much more together with themselves in their true version, their deeper identity that is full of peace, they do not really need anything outside of that anymore. People will see that they can now co create with you without undesirable side effects. But most of you do it for yourself to fulfill the potential that is inside of you because you are born on earth. The card means to be able to be everything you can be with your unique, inborn creative soul qualities. You take on a voluntary process in which you invite the fire of transformation to heal your core. The steps that will follow out of that, you accept no matter the consequence. You are a guide on a path for people to follow. Wow. Well, that was amazing. I think that that is so true, that when you resolve this big magic of forgiving yourself so that the miracle can come in, you start to become a guide for other people. It is so loving what then happens involuntarily when you have made space by forgiving yourself. It is so deeply loving. It exudes so much divine connection and love that other people will feel that. You will be a contributor to other people's lives. Just like that already, by existing. And that's the start of mission. I love that. You don't do it for yourself. It's the other people that will see the light in you because you are that and you've made that come true. And that's how other people will feel guided by your light. And that's so core. And now you've turned that sock inside out. I made a video recently how in which I talked about turning the sock inside out, right? that first you were blaming someone else, and now you were looking at how you contributed to that, and now you are forgiving yourself for that, and now you've made the big magic happen. And involuntarily, the miracle can come through. And now you can be with other people while you are the big guiding light. Well, isn't that exactly the sock turned inside out? And isn't that exactly what you came to me for? I love that. So I feel that this is the moment in which we can change topic, shift gears, whatever it is. We can go to the 4 creation moments, because now we know what this big creation actually is that we're talking about here. And now we can look into how that works out for the 4 creator types that we're going to look into today, that I, at the beginning of the video, have introduced. There are also the outcomes, the 4 possible outcomes of the creator quiz that you can still take. It is in the chat and it's also in the description of this video. It only takes a couple of minutes. And again, you might be a person that comes out with the teacher, which is the I, number 2, that is geared towards in your own energy field, connected with your legs and your hips. Or you are the inventor, the artist, the visionary with the egg, with a flame that is geared towards this place on your head, on the top of your forehead. Or you are the one that is geared towards number 4, where the water of sharing is in your belly, and you are this person that sells this beautiful world, and because you connect with other people. Or you are the person that is a communicator with the heart, number 6, the triangle with the circle in it. The communicator, the one that is building by expressing and ordering. All right, so we're going to start with, what if you're this one? And if you don't know if today you're this one or in general you're this one, doesn't matter, because this is also going to be a little bit of a journey through 4 of your main energy fields in your energy body right now. And by following this, you will sort of clear these uh, areas out for yourself. So that will be very helpful too, and a lot of fun. So we're going to look at this energy field. It is going to be the foundational energy field. This is where you start to be a person. And we're now always talking about, because of the earlier talk that we fulfilled, going to talk about a personal self that is connected to the divine, right? So let's have a small little meditation with feeling that energy field. So this would mean that you are the one that knows about blocks, the teacher that can acknowledge blocks and know how to make them better, to remove them, knows how to remove them. And it will mean that you are connected to the energy field of the legs and your foundation. So let's feel that we're sitting, or maybe you're standing. And let's feel the legs. Do you even have legs? Are they communicating with you as feeling elements in your body? And do you have a personal foundation, which is actually your perineum, the lowest point of your torso? Yes, between your legs. That is the place where you're so foundationally formed. Do you have a relationship with that place in your body? And let's take a deeper breath to feel that. Do you even feel your legs and your perineum? Do you have a relationship with it? How does it feel there? Is it fuzzy and unclear, or is it sharp and loving? Is it warm, or is it cold, or a little bit in between? And just take a little deeper breath again to sort of process this information. And you can just leave the legs how they are. You don't need to change anything. You're just connecting with that field for a moment. And you're going to accept what is there. And if it's cold, then that's good. If it's warm, then that's good. But the point is to connect. And is there something present there that asks for your attention in specific? Is there a certain block that you might have there that we can try to look in the eye so that we can forgive it, so that it will make space for the miracle to come through? And if the feeling of directly feeling your legs and your perineum, of what might be present there that might be a block, if that feeling had an image, what would it look like? And maybe like an inner image comes forth for you. And just take a little deeper breath to feel that you're still here in this small meditation. I had an image. If you had an image of what might be the block for you there in this area, you can write that in the chat if you want to share it. For me, it was a stone, like a big rock. That was like visible for me. So, because we're going to work our magic with what is present, so that we can forgive that block and let the miracle in, we are accepting this block for what it is, this big stone or whatever you have. We're accepting it for what it is, so that we can work with this magic, with this circumstance, with the circumstance that is our magic, that we can work with, so that it gets more spacious, so that the miracle can come in, right? That's your healing. That's your magic, to let the miracle in. And we're going to get more clarity and work towards healing with a card. And I'm going to select the Mary Magdalene Oracle deck for that. Maybe if you feel connected to this energy field, that would be a strong teacher that you could be, to connect with other people's blocks and help them heal and see what is in their blind spot, right? But first, you need to give that to yourself. So that's what we're doing. And this is our card. Oh, wow, that feels appropriate. But how do I translate this? It's some sort of state between heaven and hell. And it's called purgatory, of course. Purgatory. I needed to translate this word. Purgatory. So that is the place in which you are transforming what is a block, right? This literally is that. That's what you do in purgatory. It's the idea of cleaning yourself so that you can go to heaven, which is in the mind. Hell is in the mind. Heaven is in the mind. Purgatory is in the mind. Purgatory is the place where the magic happens, where we accept our block, so that we work with the block, so that it can be more spacious, so that it opens, so that the miracle that is involuntary can come through. Interesting, says Julia. She has a stone as well. Well, that's great. Well, I think a stone is a very fun foundational earthy thing, very fit for this foundational place in our energy field, I guess. Right? So my name also means stone. So that means that, of course, stones can also be positive. I'm just pointing to myself as a positive force now, if you don't mind. But this was also a stone, the bumblebee jaspis. Anyway, so purgatory. I'm just, for completeness, I am going to look in the booklet. Let's see what they say actually about this. Okay, emotional heights and low points are part of the healing process, through which everything that is no longer needed for you will be transformed and let go. It might not look like it, but this is a very positive time for you. You can make this process more easy by making a list of everything from which you have the feeling that it's not useful to you anymore, and write it down. And put also negative thoughts and fears on this list. Once you made the list, meditate that about being under a golden shower of light. Yeah, that's cool. That will consume it all. Well, that's basically what it's about. That's great. So I feel like we're going to get another card to inspire us to let this go, and that will be from the Divine Abundance Oracle cards. This one? Okay, this one. Oh, this is a great one. Gratitude. So I think that when we're grateful for this experience and this block, we affirm that we want to learn its lesson, and that will make space. And we say to ourselves, fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle of you wherever I go. That was said to the divine creator in yourself. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for wherever. Oh, may I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. Okay. Yeah. May I be a vehicle for the creative power of God wherever I go. Yeah, it starts to feel like we're going towards the end of things. Angel answer is not the right time. So there might be something that it is not the right time for. Or we can have the quality of patience as well. Yeah, that's exactly what the booklet says. Your angels will give you a sign when the timing is perfect. So this is a matter of keeping on being grateful for the lesson of the stone, or whatever you felt was the block there. And keep on giving that. That's how it will be transformed. Yeah, and that makes also that you can receive the gratitude of this situation that might not yet be resolved in a finger snatch, not in a second, because a stone is not dissolved or put in another place so easily. There's a lot of patience with yourself that can be needed. And you can feel gratitude for allowing that process. And that's how God designed for you to start to move forward in the right way, because otherwise you might not have like the gravity that you need in every step that you make to move forwards, to keep on turning to God in every step. And now you have that gravity to keep on moving to God in every step forward. Because of this seeming difficulty, but it's actually a blessing that will transform you, will transform you. And that's what you desire. That's why you have that. That's how you transform into who you are in union, right? Which is your deeper question. That feels complete to me. So now we're going to look in the next energy field. So maybe you have a creator type. We already had that, Petra. The next one, the next one is maybe you have a creator type that is of the artist, the visionary, the one that has a vision, connected to the energy field of the upper part of your forehead going towards above your head, where you see visions together with the divine, where you get new ideas, fresh input, where your genius is, where you co-create the vision for the future, for your union together with God and together with your true twin flame. That new fresh vision that you will start to live, and you will be an inspirator for other people with your ideas. That's what that means. And everyone has that power, that creative power inside themselves. And that is in the energy field here. So we're going to do also a little meditation to feel that out. You might want to close your eyes. And just feel for a moment that you sit. I assume that you're sitting. I hope that that would be beneficial. And that you're sitting with a spine and a belly and legs that are on the floor somehow. Your arms are here. And your chest is here. And your neck is here. I'm sorry. I sneezed. And on your neck, you have a head. And it's balancing just on the top of you. And you might want to very slowly and gently, a little bit, tilt your head to feel that it is on top of you and that the neck is like balancing it. The head is actually having a big weight relative to the rest of your body. And now you become more aware of that head. And feel how it is connected and supported by the rest of your body. So grateful that my head is supported by the rest of my body. And then on top of the head and more up front at the forehead, there is a point and an energy field that is more dispersed there. And it is a place, and in the brain as well, and it is a place of receiving ideas and having visions. So let's breathe a little deeper to accept that we're sitting here with our whole body, and that place, that energy point is here as well. It's just integrated in everything that you are. And this place is very specific. It can give you visions and ideas. And let's research that. If there would be something visible for you right now that would represent how this place is actually potentially a little blocked, what would that look like? So, and then just let it happen. Maybe you're starting to see something with your inner eye or feel something in that area. So maybe you feel something in your forehead that it feels tight or it feels loose. Or maybe you see something that is an image torn apart, or you see an image that is whole and shiny. And whichever it is, let's just accept that. And breathe a little deeper. And God now wants to come through in that area, in your head, in your brain, in your inner vision. And it's like as if his hand is coming through, made out of golden light. And he starts to come in your forehead and starts to wipe out impurities from that area. There's like a lot of dust and a lot of sand and a lot of, yeah, old ideas and old visions. And they just get wiped away a little bit. And they slowly fall off your head, off your face, as if they are tears that you cry. And the golden light hand wipes some more there, just to purify what you will be able to see there in your vision center. And then slowly the hand grows some wings and starts to fly off to where it came from. And you breathe a little deeper. And now you feel again. What do you feel now? What do you see now? Is it more clear now? Is it open? Is it empty? Or is there something that appears? Is there a message, a visual, a feeling? Let's take a moment to let that happen. And let's allow it and receive that. And allow for it to have a working on your entirety, on your body, your energy body, on how you're sitting there. New visuals, new information, new messages, new feelings. And maybe they want to travel through your entire energy body. Well, let them. To then take a little deeper breath. and feel that you're sitting. You're still sitting here with me in a small meditation. Just some minutes, feeling out and clearing that energy point, that creator point. And feel that you're sitting, you're still here. Slowly open your eyes. Hello, mysterious world. Welcome to the inner work for Twin Flame Christmas. Sit back and relax and go the rest of the journey, I would say. We're moving through some energy points right now to heal and clear up so that the magic can happen and a miracle can come in. So I feel, thank you. I'm just in for the first time here. Well, mysterious world. For everything, there needs to be a first time. And that is wonderful. Oh, great. Oh, yeah. So we are going to look deeper in this energy point on the top of our head, of our inner vision. That was actually already like in this small little meditation, a little bit cleared out from the inner. And now we're going to have some cards to clarify that and to see if there are more hints of possible healing that we can do. And I grabbed my classical tarot deck. I'm just shuffling it a little bit. And now I see this card. Thank you, Divine Mother. Well, and isn't this about all the visions that are possible? This is the card about all the visions possible. The card, the Seven of Cups, for this energy point. And this card traditionally represents that you can choose many options. And which is it that you are going to choose? And that's the big question. Because when you see it in your inner world, this might come true because it's your vision. And with your magic and opening up for the miracle to come true, which is involuntary, you might just get that what you envisioned. You understand? You might just get it. It might come true. So you better have a good vision. You better have a purified vision, right? And these are all options that it can be for you that you may have seen or that you would want to see that are your, because this person is seeing all of these options as the vision, right? So you could choose the how do you say that in English? Like this is like maybe well, it's actually like a Greek crown of laurels, but like leaves, but of gold. Maybe they're not gold here. I don't know. It's like when you're honored for something. Maybe you choose that, want to be honored for something. You want to be maybe famous. Or do you want to have, this is a lot of like diamonds and stuff. You know, you want to be rich. You want to have beauty. What do you want? And they often say that these four on the lower foreground are like the so-called lower desires or visions of like being famous and having wealth and maybe sitting on your high mountain yourself alone, having power maybe, or like, and it's a dragon, which is also maybe a sign of power, the lower power, the earthly power. And you can also choose this higher realm of the snake and the person with a cloth over their head, or this some sort of see-through head made out of clouds. And this could mean wisdom and healing, and it could mean the self that does not see because you go towards God without needing any vision. You just choose God. And I think this they might call the anima, which is like the inner the inner self, really. Okay. But do we need to see it as different realms? Or are we going to choose to have a vision for these realms to work together in one vision so that you can be walking with your arms open and your eyes closed into the arms of God while allowing to be having all your abundance intact, wisdom whispering in your ear, and the inner self being authentically present. You choose, make a wise choice. I think the last one is a great option. And let's look into another card deck of the life purpose, because maybe we can see our life purpose through this visionary area, right? You are a protector of the environment, but I always take this card, for me it means as you are a protector of the vision of a healed world, and you are going to be the earth angel that inhabits that and guides the world to that healed place. You don't need to change anything in the world for that. You're going to be a shepherd and a guide and an earth angel for the perception of the healed world, because you see it as healed. And that's how the world will feel healed, because you see the world as healed. That's what that means. Beautiful. That's amazing. And let's get a divine abundance card too. Okay. Limitless. And that is a limitless vision. See yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and anyone. Through your vision, the world can be healed. And that is a miraculous way that you receive for the world to be healed. The divine can use anything and anyone. We don't need to judge the world or its people for that to be true, because that would only mean that we would judge ourselves. And that would only mean that we would be in the world of sin again, in the world of unconnectedness, in the world of ego again. And we don't need to go back there. We've already discussed how we can forgive ourselves. And that's everything that we need for a healed vision of the world. You heal your part of the abuse. You heal your part of the co-creation that didn't work out. You heal your part of the negative programming of your mind. And that's the forgiveness that you give to yourself, and then you give it to the world as well. It's your perception of the world that will heal the world with your center of vision. Be wise with your center of vision. Make the choice for the world that you want to see. So I see a harmonious twin flame union before me, with all my wealth intact. I see myself walking towards God with my arms open, trusting that I will get what I deserve, because God has promised me the entire thing, to give me the entire gift that God has for me. And so does my brother. And that's what we want for you there. Yeah, that feels pretty much complete. So now we can move on to a new energy field. So I hope you're following along to go from this energy field to another energy field to feel inside of it and heal. And that next energy will be energy field number 4, which coincides with creator type, like the sharer, the one that is social. And social, not in a way of like over everyone. No, it's like low and down and in the belly and in this beautiful world of being in this fulfilled belly of possibilities that you want to share from your belly out, from belly to belly, from human to human. That is the infinite waters of the belly. And we're going to have a look inside of that and how you feel inside of that. If you have this as your creator type that came out of the mission quiz that you can do by following the link in the description of this video or in the chat as a first comment as well. And when you did not do the mission quiz, then you can still feel your belly and follow along. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, why not? Let's move on. We can do everything today. And because God gave us everything already, we can also move through the complete healing of today that God prepared for us today. So I'm just going to close my eyes and you can follow along if you feel like that. I'm just going to breathe a little deeper and be aware of my breath. I'm just going to be aware of the natural rhythm of my breath in my torso. I'm just aware of that there is this natural wave of air, of breath that rolls through my body. And yes, it comes very much from my lungs and my chest, but it also has a working on my belly. I just feel my belly go in and out from the breath naturally. And that pretty much gives a feeling wise spaciousness to the experience of the belly. Do you feel the breath there? Do you feel the flow of becoming bigger and then becoming thinner again? In the whole area from your chest to your belly to your hips, in that whole area. And let's focus a little bit on the 4. Like the front area of your body, where your belly might come out a little bit and move back a little bit. And just become aware that this movement like circumscribes the area of this beautiful spaciousness that is the belly. There's this whole inner space that is supposed to be available to you, so I hope you feel it. It's so vast, it's so big, it's so round, it's so beautiful, just spacious. A whole world could be happening there. So let's become aware what's inside of it for you. What kind of world is there inside of you in your belly? Is there a world that is tight and narrow and cold, or is it big and spacious and warm? Or is it like lukewarm and a little bit in between? And just be aware It's not about a judgment for a moment. It's just becoming aware. What is there in my belly? Is there space or is it narrow? And if it would have a color in your belly, what kind of color would it have? Just for a moment, what kind of color is present there? And to just become aware of the breath again. Still rolling through your belly. And then, if the inside of your belly would have a landscape, what kind of landscape would be present there? How do you see it? How do you feel it? Is it like a big mountain or a lake, or is it a field of grass, or is it a city? And what kind of atmosphere is in your landscape? Is it eerie, or is it peaceful, or something else? And just be aware. And does there live a form of a creature in your landscape? And what kind of creature is that? Is it an animal or a human being or an angel or a dragon? Just become aware. And when there's just like something like, yeah, maybe sort of a creature, I don't know what, well, that's enough. And now let's allow that creature to give you a message about what's going on in the belly. And let's just open ourselves to hear the message in whatever form. And breathe a little deeper if that feels right. Just by to acknowledge that you have received a message. Whatever it was, maybe you were able to read it, maybe you were not, maybe it just felt like an acknowledgement, maybe it just felt like you were handed something and you're not sure yet what it is, but it is some form of energy. That's enough. All right, good, good. Just take a little deeper breath if that feels good. And slowly, slowly, slowly open your eyes again. With a trust in your heart that you have received a message from how the belly is doing, how this creation point in you is doing, how this creator type that lives in your belly, maybe you are attuned to it very much, maybe not so much, doesn't matter. How this creator type is doing. Maybe it speaks of something that is crucial to you. And let's find out more about the message of this creature living in the belly. And we're going to do that with the vampire card deck. So let's move on to some cards for the belly. The creator type that is here. 2 cards? Okay, 2 cards. Okay. So, all right. Well, isn't this appropriate? The beast inside of you, the creature inside of you. That is literally what this card says. It's Dutch. Het monster in je. the creature inside of you. On here, it's like a coyote or like a wolf or something. And the vampire in this vampire card, standing below a staircase, which the belly is very much below a staircase in your body, right? Playing violin. So let me see what it says. Inner strife, personal challenges, wanting to become better, a better version of yourself. Wow. So this is what your creature inside of you says. And Julia has a dolphin and a mermaid. That's beautiful. That was beautiful with great messages. Well, okay, beautiful. Well, if we look at the card, it looks as though it might be for the viewers that there is inner conflict, and you do want to grow from that. You do want to get better. You do want to have a better version of yourself. And the other card that I got was a deep, deep desire. That's what's present there. A deep desire to what you desire, right? Harmonious twin flame union. Begging, obsession, right? Because this desire can be connected to your growth or to your detriment. Well, let's connect it to your growth. It's not an obsession, it's just a beautiful desire that by having it conscious and connecting to it consciously can start to grow and steer your learning in a direction that is conducive for your deepest desire. Beautiful. So, yeah, let's ask the creature to collaborate with us. And we get a divine abundance card. Deepening with a cat, also a creature. We have dolphins, mermaids, cats, and coyotes. It's all possible. Once you're on Earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. Right. That is what your longing is actually for having the deepening. That is the surrender to the peace of God. Beautiful. And by staying with that longing, by kindling it, by having a relationship with that longing inside of you, you start to receive that deepening that it is all about. And that will lead you to your harmonious twin flame union, which will be the furthering of making come true of everything that you desire, because that's how it's designed. And we get an angel answer. Unlikely. Well, just like the other one, we also got a not yet. I was already feeling that before I got the card. I do feel again that this is pointing you towards that there are things that are about a quick fix and a quick answer to what you think you desire. And that is not what you want. That is unlikely to be answered as well, because you're actually having a deep longing for a very deep and detached and surrendered desire of harmonious twin flame union. And it's unlikely to manifest in an hour, but it will manifest when you have a relationship with this place inside of you and with that creature inside of you. And that's how it will become something that is integrated in you, that you can nourish, that will nourish you. And that's how you can move forward moment after moment with that intact inside of you. And that will be the magic that will birth the miracle that will be involuntary and coming through by keeping that connection alive moment after moment. And you will be grateful for that you did not get in a second what you thought you wanted. You will be deeply grateful that you were moving with patience, with your deepest desire intact inside of your belly, so that you can get an answer that is the complete answer to what you actually desire. Because God wants to give you the entire answer. And you deserve that. You're not a sinner. God gives you the power to forgive yourself. Well, I don't know how it is for you, but for me, this also feels pretty complete, actually. So, do we want to go deeper? Do we want to work with the last of the 4 energy points of your creator type? And this creator type, the symbol of it looks like this, the triangle with the circle in it. Energy point 6. It is about the area in your body that is connected to your communication with the heart and the space in which you speak when you speak. And that is going to be what we're going to work with now. So, whether this came out of your creator quiz or not, we all have this area and we can connect with it. Why am I doing this? I'm grabbing a card deck and I don't even know why, because I was starting all the time with a little meditation. So, apparently, we're just going to get a card. Okay, from the classical tarot deck, why not? Let's get a card. And do I see one already? No, it's not really clear. Oh. Now I see one. Okay. Well, communication area, which is like the last area of the 4 points that we're moving through together, but it's also the last and crowning point of the entire energy system of 9 energy points in the source magic order. I know that sounds like magic, and it is magic. It's my magic system. It's published in one of my books called The 9 Entrance Points of Creativity. Well, I did not completely say that right, but you'll find it on my website. It's on Amazon and stuff. Anyway, of 9 entry points, entrance points of conscious creativity. Well, there it is. There's the magic system is published there. It is the outcome point of this magic, the source magic order of these 9 points. It is the culmination point. It is about portraying what your heart feels outward. It's about speaking into the world what you so deeply desire and through that creating it. It's sacred. Oh, and this is what it is. The Magician reversed. The Magician is really this point. This is the Magician point. It is where you use your voice and your expression to create. And that's exactly what the Magician card is about. So again, it is the Magician. It is what this point is about. Creating through your creative action, through your creative communication, what you desire in co-creation with the divine, because you let them into your energy point from the core out. but it was turned upside down. So it means that you can heal what this is about so that you can create. So let's look into that. And Julia says, thank you for assisting me to a beautiful understanding. We weaved through a beautiful tapestry where I found hurtful truth, forgiveness, softness, love, wonder, creative new awareness of what I couldn't see before. I transformed what was beautiful. Well, if that means that you need to conclude and go, that would be with my blessing. Beautiful. I love hearing that. But I think for the general, we are going to go a little bit deeper with the communication outcome of this energy point. So I'm just going to close my eyes to feel into the realm of my communication in front of my face, in front of my heart space, where I speak into. And I'm going to understand that I can turn something around here. I can turn the magician around to clear this area up that is the sacred creation area. And for that, I feel that we're actually going to feel the heart. So let's feel the heart space for a moment in the chest, around the chest, this beautiful intimate place where your deepest intimate feelings are. And let's take a deeper breath to just feel that area. And it's so moved by the breath. But even the breath is not as subtle as the actual energy of the heart. So let's allow ourselves to let the actual energy, the subtleness of the heart energy be known to you. Through keep on feeling the breath and being conscious about it. And knowing that there's a more subtleness there present as well, that co-creates with that breath. And this subtleness is the actual content of the heart, the unconditional love that is present there, came out of nowhere, but there it is. But there is a block, apparently, we have seen in the card, for this subtle, unconditional love to be able to be expressed in the field of expression, which is a very high form of creation and magic and life. To be able to do that, and it's not strange that there might be a block there. So let's feel what this block is. Just for a moment, allow yourself to get some information about this block. Can you feel it? Does it have a color? Does it have a sound? Does it have an image? To then breathe a little deeper, consciously. Thanking yourself, thanking your heart, being grateful to your heart that you were allowing yourself to get a grasp of this block. Thank you for showing me or making me feel what this block is. Thank you. I accept this block, for it is my magic. I accept this tear in my heart. For it is, when I accept it, the start of my sacred communication. Because through accepting it, I can move towards forgiving it. And by forgiving it, I start to make space for the miracle to come in, inside the block in my heart. I forgive myself for having this block. I forgive this block for being there. This block was never there. I am whole. I am in flow with the divine. And I co create with the Creator. And I allow myself to let the flow of that co creation rise to the field of my communication so that it can touch my throat, my tongue, my mouth, my lips, my nose, my ears, the inside of my ears, my eyes, my eye sockets, and resonate in my entire skull. And take a deeper breath to accept that in. Thank you, dear heart of mine, that you allowed me to feel this and work through it. Amen. And we're going to seal that off. You can open your eyes, seal that off with a card or more. Oh, this is interesting. Books from the Life Purpose deck. You connect with your life purpose with your connection with books. Isn't that interesting? Wisdom, maybe you're going to read stuff. Maybe you are going to write a book. Maybe you have a connection with wisdom that starts to come out now. Flowers. So the wisdom starts to flower inside of you. Flowers are truly the creation that has been healed that comes out of you. Beautiful. So you're going to create beautiful things. And that is what you're supposed to do. It is connected to your mission. Let's try to get another card from the Mary Magdalene Oracle deck. Surrender. Surrender. That's what this is. That's where it all culminates, in your surrender. Wow, and isn't that a beautiful closure of the end of the source magic code and the end of the 4 energy points that connect to your creator type that you feel connected to right now or that came out of the quiz. That feels pretty complete. I see on my notes that I have discussed everything that it was about. It was supposed to be about today. So I think that I'm just going to thank you all so much for being with me, for attending in this Twin Flame Christmas magic to let the miracle happen. May it work on you. May it help you. May it assist you. May you feel the deepening that you long for and that brings you what you so deeply desire. May this be your step towards harmonious union that you can make this Christmas. Thank you from my heart to yours. I hope to see you real soon in other events that I share, of which tomorrow on Sunday we'll be having an event in our Facebook group. You're welcome there. The link towards that group is in the description below. On Monday, we have another event in the Facebook group. On Wednesday, we have a meditation that is in the program. That the program you can find on the community tab in one of the recent posts. And in 1 week, I will be even holding a twin flame New Year's special live video as well. So, thank you again from my heart. Love from Petra.